Eye discipline.
Ooh, looking at the right thing, knowing your key, and then just eye progression.
Now this team, obviously they're known to run the ball, but how important is it to do what you just said because of their ability to hit it over the top after they hit you with so many runs?
Yeah, they run the ball a lot, very effectively. So when they do decide to pass, most of the time it's for big gains. So eye discipline is huge because those are the plays that really break your heart, that can really swing the momentum of the game.
Do you practice more deep balls this week in practice?
No, it's about the same. We know they're gonna throw the deep balls, try to hit those big plays. So it's about the same for us.
A lot of people like to talk about like defensive lines playing against this Georgia Tech offense. What is it like as a defensive back?
The perimeter force is probably even more important. The first thing they say is stop the dive, but after that they have so many plays that they get the ball out on the perimeter. So the DBs are going to be the ones to stop that and contain that, because that's the only way we could have a shot.
In high school, how often did you play a triple option team?
Man, once that I vividly remember. We played Stevenson, and boy, they had Mike Davis, Jamal Davis's little brother. They ran it pretty well, so that was not fun for me, but that was the only time I saw in high school.
How much of this is, like, people talk about there's not much carryover, not much applicable, but you guys have played well generally in run defense this year. How much of that does help in terms of this game?
Well, I just think just having the same mentality that, you want to stop the run first. That's pretty much almost any offense that we see in the SEC. Teams like to run the ball, and they like to run it well. So stopping the run first, having that mindset of knowing that we're going to force them to pass the ball and get into third and longs. So I think that's probably the biggest carryover.
You've played against Justin Thomas a few times in your career. What does Taquan Marshall bring that Justin Thomas might not?
From what I've seen, he's just as explosive when running the ball, and he's pretty fearless. Seeing him on tape, he's fearless. He's trying to make those extra effort plays and trying to get the ball in the end zone. Justin Thomas, I could say was do the same, because he was definitely tough to stop himself. But there's not a big difference to me as far as how they're gonna play and how they're gonna try to attack us.
Aaron, you guys are going to be playing next week against Auburn or Alabama. Have you popped on an Alabama game this year at all to say, knowing that you guys are playing them, and take a look at the team that could be there?
You just never know who you play. I'm a fan of the sport in general, so I try to catch as many games as possible. But for this week, you just focus on Georgia Tech, and we'll worry about that next week.
In your opinion, what's the most difficult aspect of this Georgia Tech offense to contain? Is there one particular thing about it that stands out to you as exceptionally difficult?
Yeah, I'd probably say the consistency to do your job, play in and play out. They do such a great job of presenting you a play a certain way, and they change it a little bit, and then next it's a big play. So just being consistent in your performance, really eye discipline, and just doing your job every single play, because that one time that you don't, you let your team down and it could go for a touchdown.
Sort of what he was asking about, like the whole, no one wants to look ahead, but this is the first time y'all have gone into this game knowing there's a game a week after that. How does that enter your all's mindset, or how does it feel? Is there a different approach or what?
To me, I don't think it enters our mindset just knowing who we're playing. Georgia Tech, having that state rivalry, guys want this game bad. Myself included, I'm 1-2 playing against them. I think 2-2 while I've been here, but 1-2 playing against them. So we don't want to end off with a losing record at Georgia Tech. So just knowing that they're ahead of us, and we know what kind of offense they have, and what they want to do to us. I think it would be harder to think about the SEC championship than overlook Georgia Tech.